6 ways for women to get more engaged in the family finances. I'm Bob DiPasquale from Initiate Impact Virtual Family Offices, where we believe that every adult should have an understanding of the family finances. Recent reports show that over 50% of the time, married couples report that men take the lead in the family finances. And there's nothing wrong with one spouse or one partner taking the lead in family finances. The problem is, what happens if they're not around or someone else has to step in? That's why everyone's got to at least know how things are handled. And for women's sake, statistically, they live 7 years longer. So there will be a time when they have to take the lead no matter what. Another interesting statistic is that women are known to earn 2% more on investment returns than their male counterparts. Well, maybe women should already be taking a more active role in finances. Imagine if couples were that much more collaborative in their family financial efforts, and maybe bringing in the expertise and skills of both sides. Regardless of the arrangement, communication is paramount. And one thing that we've also found is that if men are often taking the lead role, they're managing the relationship with any professionals in the family's financial lives. And what if the other spouse is not content with that? What if they'd prefer to have a different relationship? Or maybe they would just want some insight into the existing one. We came up with 6 ways to help you get more engaged. And the first one is a group of friends. And you're probably thinking, wait, why would a group of friends help me get more engaged in my personal finances? Well, that's because you can learn in community. It's very powerful to learn together with other people. So gather some friends together and consider taking this journey together so that you can learn and help your families out. The second one is more personal. It's plan a date night with your spouse. And in that date night, you got to talk about money. And sometimes it may not be the conversation that you typically have on a date night or that you even want to have. But if you have a really good one, you lay things out, in the future, it won't be that bad. And maybe you'll look forward to those date nights where you check in on the finances. Number 3 is about getting to work and making a spreadsheet or an old-fashioned piece of paper where you write things down. Document your assets and liabilities so you can both understand what you own and what you owe. Number 4 is somewhat related to that. Once you have an idea of what you own and what you owe, you're probably going to have some questions on how you can improve your net worth, work through taxes, and all kinds of things related to your personal finances. So what you want to do is write down those questions and then ask the professionals in your life. And the cool thing about technology these days is you may not even have to set a full appointment and travel to an office to get these things done. You might be able to just have a virtual meeting with the professional in your life and ask them the questions that way. The 5th one is somewhat of a preemptive measure or an understanding in advance of life changes that could happen. Consider the things that might go on in your life. Having a baby, transition, new job, moving, all of those things can create different scenarios in your life that need attention from a financial perspective. So you're going to want to anticipate these things. And going back to number 4, you might want to ask some of these questions to those professionals in your life to help you prepare for those times of transition. And number 6 would be legal documents. And we've talked about legal documents many times on our series of videos here, but this one is important in this case as well. You also want to understand the legal documents that you need and make sure they're in place in case of emergency or things happen that are unexpected. You want to be prepared and know whose job it is and who's allowed to take care of what. And one final thought, you don't want to try to do all these things at once. And even if you did, you wouldn't be successful. It's just too hard. Some of these conversations are very challenging. These are deep subjects that can be hard to talk about. Thought energy can really run low. So what you want to do is break it down. Choose some priorities and work on those first. And I think you'll be surprised if you work on things in an incremental fashion. You'll look back after a couple weeks or a couple months and think, wow, we came a long way. And now we're on an even playing field. We understand our family finances. And if something were to happen to each of us, the other would be able to step right in. I'm Bob DiPasquale from Initiate Impact Virtual Family Offices, wishing you a great rest of your day and a generous time as you work through the family finances.